people, welcome back to the Let's Chat Show. It's episode 4 already. Welcome back once again. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about the national service experience. So it's known that in Ghana here, when you are done with your when you're done with your tertiary education, whether be a college, teachers training, nursing training, you serve the nation for almost a year. And I asked my community to share some of their experiences with us, and for us to know that we actually face similar situations and we go through it. People actually come out of it and nothing happens. Yeah, just let me personally, just let me know that I'm not in this alone, or whatever I'm facing now. I didn't face. I'm not the only one facing it. I'm not the first or the last to face it. Yeah. So in this episode, we are going to talk about how other people went through. I have spoken about mine in the first episode, and this episode is more to talk about that. Okay, so let's get into the comment section. Let's get into what our community said on WhatsApp. Yeah, our WhatsApp community, what some of their experiences were. I've read through, and it's sim. I don't know what to say. Just to realize that majority go through a similar trend, and there's nothing that's done about it. It's just how it's going to be. That's how the system is. Marvels me, and I wonder that it's just how it's going to be. So will my child grow up, who may grow up in Ghana, also go through the same system? Are we going to change it? Because it seems like I went through it, you can go through it too. So is that going to be the norm? Okay, so let's get into the comment section. My laptop is right here. We are going to be reading. Okay, so the first comment is from Coco, and she says, I worked for 3 months before I received payment of the first 2 months. That was luck because most of my colleagues had not received theirs. Imagine that imagine that your monthly expenditure exceeds your allowance, and it doesn't even come at the right time. Some of us couldn't have done it without family and immediate bosses. Ishmael said, when NSS pays some of the areas, so in actual sense, the allowance is supposed to be coming every month, but the NSS system makes it such that it delays, and it delays for like 3 months. So in the fourth month that you have to receive your fourth month's allowance, you are receiving your first month or first plus second month allowance. So it's like they're always paying arrears. So in a nutshell, you may even finish your national service, and national service haven't finished paying you your allowance. They are owing you. Do you get it? Yes. So he says, when NSS pays some of the arrears, I settle some of my debt with it. So we realized we'll talk more about it. And Sylvia says, well, I didn't experience that, but I watched my colleagues boiling about their late salary pay, withholding them from getting things also costing them more debt. How can you finish tertiary and the first thing that you get into is debt? Nah, that's not right. That's not right. How would you start your financial journey with debt? You can't start it with that. And this debt is not a good debt. We have bad debts and we have good debts. This is not a good debt. A good debt is when you actually acquire an asset from the debt the loan you went for. You get an asset whereby the asset will pay off the loan later, and you start earning from the asset. But here is a case whereby you are taking a debt to pay transportation to go to work. You are taking the loan for food you are going to eat. That's are liabilities that won't bring back money to your account. and to find out that most of my colleagues and most my senior colleagues also in the term of anyone who did national service actually faced this at some point. It makes me feel now we even the fact that we aren't taught money, how to make money in school, financial decisions in school, how to make good financial decisions in school. We aren't taught that. Fine. We are now in the real world after tertiary, where we are now coming to learn about this financial decision making, money making, and all that. We are now in the real world, and the first thing we are going to be doing is to is to be in debt. Debts that would actually eat us up. That will actually eat into our accounts if there's money. I really, really don't think it's the right thing. I actually experienced it, and when I switched my workplaces, it's actually saved me. Yeah, it's actually saved me from debt, and I'm so glad that right now I owe no one. I'm free, and I can now start my financial journey to becoming financially stable and having it. But as at now, I would say an average lady in Ghana, my around my age, from 20 to 25, have a monthly expenditure of not less than 1,500 cedis, 1,500 Ghana cedis. Yes. When it comes to food, transportation, um, sanitaries, toiletries, let's just cap it averagely 1,500 cedis. And the allowance that comes is around 500 cedis, which doesn't count at all. If you are lucky and you are in the private sector, that's when you even have transportation allowance. That really helps us. We that we are in the private sector, we are glad to be there because if we weren't there, we would have. I'm sure some people actually eat once a day in the government sector because if you go ask some of your family members for help, it's like, aren't you working? So why are you asking me for help? It's like you are now in the workforce, so I'm supposed to be getting some tippings from you, but they don't know what like they don't understand. Especially even if you mention some organizations you find yourself in and then they think that oh you are sorted. This organization and they are chopping big money. But it's not that way. So let's review what Coco said. Coco said it takes he she received her first, so she worked for 3 months, and in the third month that's when she got the first and second month, the third month income. So in a case whereby your allowance has been hold, at least if the third month they are paying you, they should pay you all the 3 months, first, second, third. But hers was only first and second. And that was luck. That was luck. Some of our colleagues didn't get it. So you can see that there's a pattern that the allowance, you should just know that the allowance is not going to come. So if it's like you are just going back, you are just in school, whereby you have to call family members, your family for allowances and all that. Like I can't talk much on this. Ishmael also talks about debts, and then that's where my heart is like. As a young lady, as a young man coming up, trying to build your wealth, trying to build your money, trying to make yourself better, and all you can think about is paying my debt. You wake up, yeah, I'm going to work. You have to even say, oh, you have to find ways and means to like get money from a friend and be like, oh, hello, can I get this? Can I get 20 CDs from you? Can I get 10 CD from you? That's heartbreaking. Yeah, that's heartbreaking. And Sylvia, lucky for Sylvia, she didn't experience it some of her friends experienced it. So I think Sylvia is also found herself in the private sector. So the private sector actually kind of understands the system and help us with topping up our allowance with our transportation allowance, which helps a lot. Yes, which helps a lot. So to end this, I would say the national service experience It's not all nice. We go through it, but we smile through it. Yes, we go through it and we smile through it. We come out and we learn a lot. If you find yourself in a place whereby you know you can learn a lot, you can network a lot, please do, because that will help you. If the money is not coming, at least the human resource should actually you have to have some contacts whereby in the near future, if you need any help, you can call on. You get it? Yes, and don't don't feel you are alone in this, or don't feel that, hi, I'm like, God doesn't love you. Why are you going through this financial crisis? It's kind of normal now. It's not supposed to be that way, but it's kind of like a norm now that when you finish school, you start your national service, you're going to have a problem of sustaining yourself with like of sustaining yourself when it comes to finances. It's like you can't buy what you want now. You can't get what you want now. In fact, your food, what you want to eat, sometimes you wouldn't get it. You'll be craving for something. You have to shovel that cravings for maybe over a year when you get a better job and you get that cravings. Because you can't take 100 cedis from 500 cedis to go and buy pizza, which you will eat in the next 6 hours. You are hungry. You can't afford to do that. But just know that if you learn how to budget, you be content and find like come at peace with your financial like where you are now. Your like just know that I have to I have this amount of money coming in every month. This is how I have to live. And I owe no one explanation of why my hair is this way, of why I don't wear makeup, of why I'm wearing one jewelry all the time, of why I am wearing one outfit all the time. I am in a space whereby I don't want to anybody, so this is what I will do for myself. Be content with this and live by it, and that will help than going on to incur debts that are bad. You get it? It will be too much of work getting money and paying debts that won't bring you anything. You get? So that's what I will end with, and I'm so glad that I know that I'm not alone in this. I really don't know how many of you through the national service experience have gone through this, and I would want to know that we are a community of youth that are surprised about how the national service system is, or how the national service experience is when it comes to finances. Yes. So share your comment with me in the comment section. Like this video, share to your friends. Let's chit chat in the section, and let's have fun on this page while we build a beautiful community. Thank you so much for watching up to this point, and thank you so much for staying up to this episode. It's episode 4 already. I'm so glad you are with me now. And as I said earlier in the third episode, I want to have a first friend here. I want to have a first friend who is not in my circle, is not on the WhatsApp group, someone new on YouTube, a YouTube community member who will be sharing with me his or her experiences concerning each topic I bring on board. Thank you so much, and peace out.